Hey guys, what is up? Zero here, and welcome back to Doki Doki Emerald Affection. So, in the last episode, we talked to Natsuki in the grocery store. We got her advice. She was like, Monika's totally into you. She was all like, how are you guys not dating yet? She was very pushy, if anything. But then she would later be like, well, I don't actually care. And it's like, well.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, let's say clearly. So, Natsuki was being a little pushy, and then Sayori's also saying it, and MC's like, oh, kinda? So yeah, one other thing I did want to bring up was, one thing that I gave the MC shit for was, in the last episode, was, I was like, why is he being so nervous around Monika on the second day? Because he should already know her. Now, I will still keep my opinion when he first hangs out with her, and he's super stuttery. I'll keep that opinion still. However, the second day, I will take that back because some people in the comments made a good point, which was something I actually forgot about the date that this happened. But he did talk about it with Sayori, which kind of gave him some more insight on maybe Monika liking him. So I was like, okay, now that he's viewing Monika as a potential love interest, it kind of makes him being a little bit more flustered, make a little bit more sense. So I will retract my judgment of that part. The first part, though, there's nothing to defend that one. That one doesn't make sense. Second part, I will retract that one. I'll retract the second meeting on the rooftop. I will take that back. But everything else, as far as I know, my criticisms are valid, at least to me. So, but again, you don't have to agree with my opinion. I'm just in the opinion of some guy on the internet. Anyway, let us proceed, shall we? MC, I think, is waking up. It's day 3. I think it's the final day of the mod, so let's see what happens. I think he's about to. He's dead set on confessing today, so let's see. I hate that stupid alarm clock. Today's Friday, at least. Last day of the school week. Thankfully, only a few more weeks left. Can't wait to graduate and finally be done with school. Well, high school at least. Anyway, time to get ready for the day. Feeling fairly rested for once, when I get up and start my routine. I jump in the shower. Okay. I get dressed into my still dirty uniform. Oh no, never mind. Oh, if there was like a comma there, then it could have been like, I jump in the shower, I get dressed into my still dirty uniform. No, it was just, I jump in the shower, and then I get dressed into my still dirty uniform. Okay, then. He sure did jump in that shower. That was quite the shower. Teleport shower? Bro, he fucking used the chaos control. One day, I'll remember to do laundry. I make myself some breakfast. Then I grab my things and head out to meet Sayori as usual. Right on cue, I find Sayori out in front of my house in her normal spot.
Morning, Zero. How are you today?
Morning, Sayori. I'm actually pretty great. Considering it's actually Friday this time. Give Sayori a wink.
Don't rub it in.
I laugh. Sorry, Sayori. Anyway, you ready to go?
Yep. Let's go.
While Sayori and I walk to school, I think about the decision I made last night. I feel like I should tell Sayori about it. Maybe she'll have some input for me. Hey, Sayori, mind if I ask you for some help?
Sure, Zero. What's up?
Well, I ran into Natsuki at the store last night. We started talking, and long story short, she thinks I should ask Monika out. And I think she's right. I'm gonna ask her out. Just don't know how to go ahead and do that. Can't just say it, you know?
You're actually gonna do it? Finally! Yuri owes me $10 now!
Sayori, what are you on about? Did you have a bet with Yuri or something?
Maybe. I bet Yuri about a month ago that you would ask Monika out before we graduate.
What the fuck is this face?
No.
Sarah, are you yawning?
Another weird face.
Sarah, are you yawning?
Ah! I'm sleepy.
Get it? Just wake up.
You didn't believe me though. So we bet on it.
Sayori!
Open your eyes.
Open your eyes, Sayori! What are you doing?
Fall asleep with me now.
What?
So don't fall asleep with me now.
Yeah. I shake my head. Made you so sure I was gonna ask her out ever. There's zero way I was that obvious. Oh no! Oh no! They didn't know that they had to open. They didn't know her eyes were still closed. Oh no!
Oh, is that what's going on?
Yeah, they
Oh,
didn't.
no.
I don't think they put the tag for her eyes to open. I don't think she's opening her eyes for this entire rest of the scene. Oh no!
Oh.
Oh no!
It's okay. Just
Yeah.
pretend her eyes are open.
I definitely feel like they didn't have many playtesters, which is definitely kind of a sad part.
It's okay. It's a fair.
It's okay. We're the playtesters. Just in front of everybody. It's a demo though, so obviously things are subject to change. So that's fine. Luckily, this isn't a full release.
Zero, it's blatantly obvious that you've liked her for a while. When I said the other day I see you staring 3 times a meeting, that was an understatement.
There! Oh my God, she did! She opened them! Oh my God!
It was more like 5 to 6.
Okay, I get it. Whole town knows I like Monika. Made it pretty clear. Seriously, how should I go about actually doing it? You do want to win your bet, don't you?
No fair. You know I do.
Then help me out here. I want to not make a complete fool out of myself in front of her.
I don't think you really need to make a big deal out of it. Just tell her how you feel and maybe ask her out to do something simple. Lunch or dinner or something like that.
Of course your mind would go to food. That's actually a good idea. That's where you take people out, MC. You usually take them out to eat.
Oh, Sayori, you always think about food. Telling me to go on a food date with Monika, like, what is wrong with you?
Sarah's just right now thinking in her mind like,
I am so glad I don't feel anything for him right now. We would have had terrible dates.
Wouldn't even gone for on a food date. Hell no.
there's this new cafe in the city. Maybe I could ask her to go there.
Ooh,
Sorry!
Oh no, her eyes are closed again.
that's a good idea. I'm sure she would say yes to that.
I think they meant to make her happy, but she's still in her neutral expression. I hope so. Now it's just a matter of when to ask her.
I can help with that. I have a great idea.
And what would that be, Sayori?
It's a surprise. Don't worry, I'll make sure you have your moment.
I'm not particularly assured by Sayori wanting to surprise me. But I should have expected something like this by asking for her help. I'm doomed. Okay, Sayori, you insist. Then we follow Sayori the remainder of the way to school, thinking about what she may be thinking. Reaching the gate, we say our goodbyes. Have a good one, Sayori. See you later.
Bye, Zero. See ya.
Taking my typical route to class, I can't help but worry if asking for Sayori's help was a mistake. Maybe I should have tried to just handle this myself. Probably got some crazy idea in her head that she's gonna try to give me a perfect moment. Which, while admirable, can lead to some potential screw-ups. Things Sayori is quite familiar with. At the same time, this is Sayori. Realizes this is an important moment for me and wouldn't do something to mess it up. Sure hope she wouldn't, at least. Well, if you're saying that... So, well, wait, hold up. Well, if you just said that... she's gonna do this on accident, how is she gonna make sure she doesn't mess up if it's gonna be an accident?
I don't know.
If she's gonna accidentally screw it up, then you can't, like, be like, not gonna cause any accidents. That's the point of an accident. You don't know you're gonna cause an accident. You can't just not cause an accident.
Yep.
That's kind of... that's not really how that works, MC. You deserve an accident now.
Oh no!
The writing is... This writing's weird. Yeah. Took the words out of my mouth, Elvis. The writing can be a little odd. But majority of the time it's fine. But sometimes there's little oddities here and there. I'm sure I'll find out whatever her plan is in due time. Exactly is probably impossible to guess. I mean, you can be more careful not to cause an accident. Yeah, it's like, yeah, you can be more careful, but he just said that Sayori, but he just kind of implied that Sayori isn't careful. So it's like, I don't I don't know. Entering class, I greet Mr. Robinson with a wave. For some reason, I have a good feeling about today. Good morning, class. Today we're having a pop quiz. You have 30 minutes. Good luck. On second thought, maybe not so much.
Don't the teachers remind you you're about to have a pop quiz and then you do it? Or like,
No,
can they just say that you're having
the
one?
whole point of a pop quiz is that you don't know you're gonna have it. That's what's called a
No,
pop quiz.
I thought the pop quiz was a quiz you can't study for.
Yeah, because they don't know, because they don't tell you when it's gonna be.
Well, they used to tell us to have pop quizzes, but they wouldn't tell us what it's on, so we wouldn't know.
Well, it's not really a
what to
pop
study.
quiz if you know you're gonna have a pop quiz. It's kind of like a surprise party. Be like, hey, come to your surprise party at this day. It's not really a surprise, is it? Now, is it?
But like, it was like you can't study. That was the whole idea.
Well, yeah, but you can still technically study, actually. Even if they don't tell you what's on about, I can just study all the material we've gone over. So your school doesn't know what a pop quiz is what I'm trying to tell you. They don't know the definition. Finally. Could have sworn they had an extra hour before lunch or something. Sounds like a text. Checking my phone, my suspicion is proved correct as I'm greeted with a text from Sayori. What else is it gonna be?
I'm good for lunch today. See you on the roof.
Well, it looks like it's back to the normal lunch routine for me. Maybe that isn't such a bad thing. I haven't eaten at lunch for 2 days now. Which probably isn't the healthiest thing to be doing. I'll grab my things and make my way to the roof.
I thought he said he hasn't eaten anything for 3 days now, and I was like, he should probably eat something.
Why doesn't he eat? Why doesn't he just eat while talking to Monika?
He doesn't want to be rude.
And before she's not on the roof. She might not be. This might be like a Sayori MC moment, which could be nice.
Maybe.
Step out of the exit and onto the roof, as I do every day. I look around, expecting to see Sayori. But she's not here. Oh, well, I guess Sayori isn't there.
That's the 3rd day in a row that she didn't show up.
This time she told us she was gonna show up!
Yeah. She must have really got her hands stuck in that vending machine.
What the hell? Where is she? She did say she was good for lunch, right? I'm gonna be attempting another prank. I'm fully forgiven her for yesterday's little escapade. And I thought I was interrupted when I heard the door open. It's Sayori! And Monika? Hey, you two!
Hey there, Zero. Hope not intruding. Sayori invited me to come along.
Her words cause me to immediately catch on what is happening. This is Sayori giving me a moment. I was not ready for this. I felt my stomach getting tight due to nerves. But no, not at all. I'm just surprised to see you. Sayori didn't mention you were coming. Sayori flashed me a smile that says, get ready. Looks like it's go time. I'm sure Sayori has some trick up her sleeve to miraculously leave us alone together.
Sorry, Zero. I just forgot to mention it. Come on, guys. Let's sit down. I'm tired from all those stairs.
This is definitely all an act from her. From all those stairs.
I'm real tired of all those stairs.
I like that line. I'm real tired from all those stairs.
All the stairs.
I like to imagine she's just like acting horribly.
Yeah.
Sayori never gets tired from climbing those stairs.
And like Monika like glances over at her like, what are you talking?
Yeah,
Why are you
like
talking
what
like
is she doing? Not a bad acting job, all told. Three of us all take a seat at a group of benches.
How was your morning so far, Zero? Sayori already filled me in on hers on the way here.
It was okay. Had a pop quiz, which kind of spoiled the morning. But that's about it. This is audibly shaky. Come on, need to keep it together. I need to keep it together. I need to keep it together. I'm just way too nervous for what is likely ahead.
I can definitely see that spoiling a morning. Nothing worse than a surprise test right off the bat. And on a Friday, too. As much as I respect teachers, I just don't understand their logic all the time. Me neither. The other day, my teacher told me to stop doodling in the textbooks. What kind of fun is that?
Sayori, put your hands down. I'm sorry, I have OCD when it comes to mods. I'm like, put her goddamn hands down!
Zero spends like 10 minutes analyzing us to make sure they're right.
Put her hands down! You're up too much! They've been up for us as soon as she showed up! Put her down!
Oh no.
I don't think that's what Monika meant, Sayori. A for effort, though.
Don't be mean.
There we go, finally. Three of us share a laugh. You should close Monika's eyes for that laugh.
Oh my god, Zero.
Cause that's really, no, I'm giving advice, cause that's really creepy. Cause it's something I learned too. Like when I was doing it, I was like, oh god, they never make them laugh with their eyes open.
Never do it.
Like, it's terrifying.
She's a robot.
Mine, however, is more of a nervous one. Trying to keep it cool on the outside, I'm currently sweating bullets due to nerves. If I pass out, I won't have to potentially embarrass myself. I'm absolutely terrified. Three of us continue to chat over lunch. All the while, I'm having a nervous breakdown eternally.
That's me. Looks like I gotta take this. Be right back.
Gary got a text and claimed it was a phone call. That's great.
Well, I gotta answer this, Sayori. Your phone isn't ringing.
Smooth,
it's
Sayori.
on vibrate.
Watch Sayori give me a wink for buying the exit door. First she's attempting to watch. Looks like it's time.
God.
Wasn't that her text tone?
Yeah. I think so. I like how it's like, yeah, Sayori, you're not clever, but it's funny. Drink water. Oh. Mod Creator's in the chat, though. Mod Creator here. Sorry for the weird faces and stuff. Did a real bad job managing the faces. It's fine. I just hope you know I'm not like trying to be super harsh on your mod or anything. I'm just trying to give you feedback. But yeah. It's all in good fun, I swear. I think so.
Zero hates you.
Almost shaking. Most anxious I've ever felt since... I actually don't even know. Can't even think straight. Feel hot and cold at the same time. Wow, this sucks.
Zero, are you okay? You don't look so good. Is something bothering you?
Hmm? Oh, no, I'm okay.
Are you sure? If there's something you need to talk about, you can talk to me.
Just need to do this. Need to get it over with. Here goes. Hopefully I don't mess this up too badly. Well, there actually is something. Something I've been meaning to ask you.
Oh, what is it, Zero?
Monika's concerned look makes this even harder. Come on, Zero, just spit it out, dude. Monika, would you maybe want to go out with me sometime? Like, on a date? Monika looks shocked. As if it's taking her a moment to process.
I think I need to leave.
I knew it!
I'm sorry.
Without warning, Monika leaves the roof with her things immediately. I knew it! Haha!
No!
I knew it! Because I was like, she's gonna say no on this mod, isn't she? And I'm like, I knew it!
Oh my god.
What? What just happened? What did I do? Is it really such a ridiculous question that she couldn't even give me an answer? I feel crushed. Hear the door open once again. See a worried Sayori coming towards me.
Zero, what happened?
I told her, and she just left. That's it.
I'm sorry, Zero. I would have sworn she'd say yes. I didn't know.
I know, Sayori. It's okay. Not your fault. Thanks for trying.
Is there anything I can do?
Honestly, Sayori, you mind giving me a minute to myself?
Of course, Zero.
Wordlessly, Sayori exits. Hold my hands over my eyes. It's not very nice, Monika.
Oh, I laughed at something in the chat.
I don't get it. Am I really that bad? Am I not even deserving of a simple no? How bad must I be to make someone immediately need me out of their sight after asking them out? Pretty damn bad, I guess. I thought there was a chance she'd say yes. Stupid. Why was I so stupid? Monika, most desired girl in school, saying yes to the nobody. Yeah, keep dreaming, dumbass. Why did I let Natsuki convince me to do it? Because I wanted to believe she was right? Probably. Like she said, I'm pathetic. There isn't a surprise she said no. What a joke. I really raised my hands for my eyes. Rise from the bench and look out towards the city. Yeah, real peaceful up here. Stare out into the city for what feels like forever. Not even hear the bell go off. Not until a cleaning person comes onto the roof that I'm broken out of my trance. I don't really care that I'm late for class. I don't even go, but that seems pretty overkill. I got rejected. Big deal. Happens to everyone. I should just grow the hell up and go to class. Using the roof, I make my way to my classroom. Done. Finally. I ended up only being a few minutes late, which was good. During class, I texted Sayori telling her I wasn't going to the club, to which she insisted that I come anyway. She said it's not worth causing club conflict over. He has a point. No sense ruining any other friendships. Likely ruined one already. I rise from my seat and head to the club room. Yeah, I was supposed to say, but yeah, to give my opinion, I knew she was gonna say no, because he kept building it up. He kept being like, yeah, maybe I should do it. Like, they kept building it up, and I'm like, she's gonna say no. She's gonna say no, or she's gonna leave. And the fact that, yeah, she didn't immediately say no, that means, like, she didn't say no. It's not that she doesn't want to be with him. It's clearly like no, he just has to wait. Although I will say MC's reaction is at least realistic, though. Him not thinking about the fact she didn't say no, it's like, yeah, I can see that. I can see it going both ways. MC's overreacting. I don't think he's overreacting. I feel like, because the thing is, it's the same day. So it's the same day he got dumped. If he's still like this maybe by like tomorrow, then maybe. But it's like, it's the day he still got rejected. He's gonna be kind of upset. So it's like, I feel like and plus it's not like they're playing up to the point where he's like super depressive. Like, I feel like it's realistic. It's a realistic sadness, you know? He's just kind of upset, really. He's just kind of beating himself up.
Yeah.
I feel like it's fine. I think Sayori's short $10 now. Yeah. Yuri just got $10. In other news.
Yeah.
Enter the club room. Of course, Monika's the only one here. Make eye contact briefly, but don't speak to each other. Slump down at a desk near the back of the room. Eventually the others come in as well. All seemingly in good moods, they end up having a group discussion up by Monika's desk. Can't make out what they're saying, however. As I feel I should go over and act like everything is normal. I just can't. Not even being dignified with an answer really stings. I immediately act like it doesn't. I end up spending most of the meeting just staring out the window or scrolling through my phone idly. After a while, I notice the girls are still talking. I can take a pretty wild guess at what they're talking about. Considering nobody's questioned why I'm not socializing. Pretty damn obvious they're all talking about me, making a complete fool out of myself. Although, the fact that the mood is light makes me feel at least a bit better. Sure could be worse. Me being an idiot could have damaged the club dynamic quite a bit. But the girls seem to be doing just fine, so that's better than the alternative. Sulkfest is interrupted when I hear Monika speak up.
Okay, everyone. I'm cutting today's meeting short so you can all go enjoy your weekends. See you all next week.
Girls all quickly pack their things. Before I know it, Sayori, Natsuki, and Yuri have all left the classroom. Something seems weird. Sayori normally doesn't leave without me. As if on cue, I see Monika approaching me.
Zero, can we talk?
Shortness in my voice, I respond. Sure, if you want.
Thank you.
Stand in silence for a moment before Monika speaks again.
First off, I want to say that I'm sorry for how I reacted. It wasn't fair to just walk away like that. I can imagine it being painful to not get an answer. I acted selfishly, so I'm sorry. I'd like to explain why I acted like I did, though. If you'll hear me out, that is.
Guess I have no reason not to. She genuinely seems sorry. At least hear what she has to say. Okay, I'll hear you out.
Thank you, Zero. Well, where do I start? I guess I can start by saying that part of the reason I reacted the way I did was because I've never been formally asked out before. Normally, it's just guys coming up to me and hitting on me to various degrees. I can't once recall someone looking as nervous as you to seriously ask me out before. So when I realized that you were serious, I was shocked. Well, that's only half true. The other reason was because I've never said yes to anyone before. To realizing that pretty much everyone that wanted to be with me just wanted to be with me because of my looks or my status. It conditioned me to believe that would be the only reason someone would want to be with me. It made me feel like who I was as a person was secondary to what they really would want from me. So I never once agreed to go out with anyone. I didn't want to be an outlet for some guy's shallow desires or to be used to gain popularity. So when you asked me out this afternoon, those same thoughts came flooding back to me. Just wanted to use me for what everyone else sees me as, and not for myself.
Hearing all this come from Monika makes me understand why she reacted the way she did. Can't imagine that being good for her. Made to feel the way she does.
But I know that isn't why you asked me. If it was, you wouldn't have been so nervous to ask. Nor would you still come to the club after me reacting the way that I did. I say all this not so you feel pity for me, or try to make excuses. Mainly, I just want you to know that I didn't react the way I did because of you. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Because there's actually one more reason I reacted like I did.
Monika's expression goes from that of apologetic one to one of embarrassment. And that is... But my heart rate increased slightly. Is she gonna say what I think she's gonna say?
Well, because you're also the first guy I ever actually wanted to say yes to.
Hearing those words leave Monika's mouth confuses me even more.
I couldn't give you an answer in the moment because I was scared. I was scared of actually letting myself get close to someone. I didn't want to say no, but I didn't know if I wanted to say yes. So I ran. I'm so sorry, Zero.
Cool, Joker.
Yeah, he did it!
Yeah.
I see Monika start to tear up. Seeing her so sad like this. And now she's crying. Oh, I didn't even care about earlier. I don't care if she says no. In this moment, all I want to do is put a smile on her face. Place my hands on Monika's shoulders. Okay, now I'll say this one's kind of an exaggeration. I don't know if she'd cry this much, though. I don't know. Or even really cry. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe? I don't know. Like, you're just dating.
It says she started to tear up. Did you say it was she was crying?
I see Monika start to tear up, but her expression, there's tears.
Yeah, but like, is there a tear up expression for her?
Yes, there is, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But even then, I feel like this is something I feel like you would say when, like, you say, like, you both love each other. You're just dating.
Yeah.
I place my hands on Monika's shoulders.
Zero?
See, like that.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I give Monika a kind smile. It's okay, Monika. I forgive you. I understand why you reacted how you did. Can't imagine being made to feel the way you do. The action hurt, I won't lie. You had very real reasons for reacting how you did. No, I'm not mad. I promise.
Thank you. That really means a lot to me, Zero. You're really understanding.
I let go of Monika's shoulders. Why would he be mad? Wait a minute. Why would he be mad, though?
I don't know, maybe she's feeling insecure about, like, the fact that she ran off. She was like,
Alright.
maybe he hates me because I
Thought
did that.
process on the cry thing. I want it to be such a huge thing that she deals with day to day. The fact that she feels that nobody generally wants to know her for her carries such a weight that expressing it she calls to be overwhelmed with emotion. I feel like I get that, but I also feel like this is still kind of too early for her to cry about this. You know, like, Monika, because I feel like this makes Monika get way too invested into someone just dating her. Because this one, I feel like this kind of makes her feel like she's like, well, now that we're dating, we're automatically in love, you know? Like, because like, I feel like crying should be like when you're in love with each other. The fact that she's crying just because someone's asking her out kind of makes it feel like, well, Monika, like, chill, it's just a date. Like, he's just asking her out. That's what I'm saying. It's like, that doesn't really happen. You see, but you can't even use their high schoolers to overact to everything, because that's not even true either. In high school, this doesn't happen. And if anything, that's the problem. In high school, a date's a date. I was like, a date doesn't automatically mean love. I probably didn't convey it right, though. I can see where you're going with. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not entirely bad. Like, I can see where it's going. I just think it's like, it's a little too strong, I think. I think it's coming on a little too strong for something that's trying to convey.
We're just getting IHOP. Stop crying.
We're just getting IHOP. I was like, I feel like it's coming on a bit too strong. But I can definitely say so far it's decent. She wipes her eyes, a blush forming across her face.
I like that about you.
And then there's this face.
Actually, I like a lot of things about you.
Response, I feel a blush of my own forming across my face.
I haven't really felt this way about anyone before. This is all new to me. But I guess it means nothing if I don't ask this first. Does the offer from earlier still stand? Because if so, the answer is yes.
Monika's completely red in the face. As am I. Is this really happening? Did she just agree to go out with me? I can't believe it. Yeah, Monika, it still stands. And don't worry, this is all new to me too. Looks like we're equals at something for once, huh? Monika smiles. I did with just what I wanted to. Your smile is my #1 priority. Because a smile as beautiful as hers should never fade. Smile still on her face, Monika asks a question.
So, where are we going?
Oh! Well, there's this new cafe in the city. I thought that maybe we could go there. If you want, of course.
That sounds perfect, Zero. I'm free tomorrow, if that's okay with you.
I smile. Sounds good to me.
Then it's a date. Should I be bringing anything?
An appetite, I guess. Oh! Don't forget to bring your cute self, either. Monika blushes at my comment. I give her a smile. Where would you like to meet?
We can meet at my place. I live close to the city, so it'll just be a short walk from there. I'll text you my address when I get home. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Well then, I guess I'll see you tomorrow, Zero.
Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow, Monika. Also, how the fuck did he even, like, pull off this? Don't forget to bring your cute self. You can barely talk to her. He can't pull that off. He can't be suave. Have a good night. Splash Monika a smile and make my way to the exit. Turns out today ended up being a good day after all. Monika smiles at me as I exit the club room. He got a boost of confidence, okay? It was a very strong boost. Oh fuck. No! Streamlabs is frozen! Come on, Streamlabs. I I can't look at anything. Streamlabs is great. Ah. Streamlabs. There we go. We're back. Jesus Christ. There we go. Oh my god. We were back! There you go. Streamlabs, stop. Okay, so there was something I had to read from the developer again. He was saying, yeah. Kind of meant to write it as that she never opens up to anyone, so the fact that she finally expressed any sort of weakness is hard for her. Probably need more build-up, though. Yeah, that's kind of my problem. Because, I mean, I understand that. That is a good point, but I feel like it's like, it just feels a little like, I feel like it's a bit of an exaggeration a bit, because it's like, any weakness, it's like, this isn't really, I don't know, like, I feel like it could have worked better for if she acts like that when, like, he confesses something to her, instead of just asking her out on a date. I think that's just my opinion, of course, though. You can keep it as it is. This is obviously, honestly, my opinion. But, yeah, but overall, overall, the scene was kind of pretty well done. It just felt a little bit like it was going a little too quickly, I guess, or like I said, like it feels like she's crying and all this stuff when really all that he said was, "You want to go out?" And it's like going out on a date is like the first step, you know. So it's like her kind of freaking out over the first step of a relationship just kind of felt weird. So I was like, I feel like that's kind of like, geez. Also, thank you for the Prime sub, Hella Mexican. But again, that's just my opinion, though. I could definitely see it being that way. I mean, it could work maybe if, like, at the end of the date, maybe she says all that, then maybe. Because, you know, at the end of the date, maybe, but I don't know. Because, I don't know, but that's just me. The bawling face also was not my intent. Meant to just be tear up. Gotta fix the faces there. Yeah, I think that was the other thing. I think the bawling face was also kind of like kind of made me feel like it was an exaggeration because of the expression. Also, yeah, sorry for the 500 bits, Anthony. Sorry, I forgot to thank you for that. Zero ruins the moment by going to history. Technically, Anthony, you ruined the moment with the 500 bits because you made Morgana speak during it. So, you technically ruined the moment, too. That just happened. Wow. I actually have a date with Monika. An actual date with Monika. That sure was a whirlwind. Couldn't expect to have a date with her, especially after this afternoon. Well, realistically, I didn't expect to even be friends with her after this afternoon. But I guess everything happens for a reason, right? If anything, it probably made us closer. I understand what Monika goes through a little more than I did before. That makes it worth it. She'd have a lot on her mind. Like Sayori said, she barely talks to anyone about her problems. Maybe I can help with that. I want to make Monika happy, and that's exactly what I plan to do. No matter what. After realizing I've been standing out in front of the club room for a few moments, I start my walk home. While I walk, it's been quite a while since I last walked home alone. Walked home with Sayori every day for the last 3 months. Feels wrong not having her around. Too quiet. Guess it's just one of those things that you take for granted after a while. I assume Monika asked her to go on by herself so we could talk. I hope she wasn't upset by it. Somehow I doubt she was, assuming she knew that Monika was planning on accepting my offer. Knowing her, she's probably gonna message me later asking what happened. I should thank her though. I would assume she probably said something during their conversation during the club that made her go through with it. I'm curious what they talked about though. Who knows? Maybe they didn't talk about it at all, and Monika just made up an excuse as to why I wasn't with the group. I wouldn't put it past her. Not too long after, I make it home. I lock my door and enter my house as usual. Dropping my stuff as I do every day, I head to the living room and plunk down on the couch. I stretch out as I try and unwind from the day. Sounds like I got a text. Checking my phone, I realize it's a text from Monika. And I pop up my phone, causing me to smile.
Hey, Zero. Just texting to send you my address. It's 923 Salvato Road.
Bro, Salvato Road!
Right by the city, so you can't miss it.
Alright, Monika was gonna send me her address. I respond. Thanks, Monika. I'll try not to get too lost.
I highly doubt you'll get lost.
You underestimate how bad I am with directions. I once got Sayori and I lost in the middle of a forest. We had to call 911 to come get us out.
Maybe I should be the one picking where we go tomorrow.
Just can't get enough of this girl. Even after what happened today, I'm still just as happy to talk to her. Monika and I make some small talk over text for quite a while. That feels like only minutes. I realize we've been texting for nearly 2 hours. Time flies when you're talking to the girl you like. That's the saying, right? Eventually, Monika tells me she has work to do and has to go.
Sorry, Zero. I gotta go finish a project. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't be late.
I won't. See ya, Monika. Set my phone down and smile. Why'd I say it like that? See ya, Monika. There we go. That was weird. Things really pulled a 180 today. Being absolutely devastated to probably the happiest I've ever been. Life is pretty crazy sometimes. After sitting and reflecting for a moment, phone goes off again. It's Sayori.
Zero! You should tell me what happened with Monika!
I figured I'd hear from Sayori about this fairly soon. I tell her over text, and my eyes are a bit tired of looking at my phone for the past couple hours. I'll just have her come over if she wants to talk. Hey, Sayori. My eyes are a bit tired, so if you want to just talk, just come on over, okay? The door's unlocked, so just come on in. If there was anyone else, I'd greet them at the door. Sayori and I have just come and gone from each other's houses since we were little. So I'm comfortable having her just come on in.
Okay. On my way.
I guess Sayori's coming by. Maybe she can help me get ready for my date tomorrow.
So she just got scared of saying yes? That doesn't seem like her. But if that's what she said, then I guess so.
I not to tell Sayori exactly why Monika reacted the way she did. After Sayori told me what the four of them spoke about during club today, I realized Monika must have not said anything. Considering Sayori said they spoke about what books they were reading in English class. Oh, books? Felt pretty dumb when I heard that. Yeah. Guess she just didn't know how to respond at first. Likely why she needed to step away. I do have one question, though. Did Monika tell you to leave without me?
Oh no, I just left since you seemed to want to be left alone. You didn't talk to anyone in the club, so I figured you wanted a quiet walk alone. Although I figured Monika would want to talk to you after the club. I didn't know for sure. I just kind of guessed.
But Monika didn't tell them anything, did she? You look such an ass. I never assumed Monika would go around telling the girls about things. Not like that. It does make me wonder, though. Is she really this private about her life with everyone else? Well, suppose it worked out then.
Yep. So when are you guys going out?
Alright, I forgot I didn't tell you. We're actually going out tomorrow.
What? Why didn't you tell me this from the beginning? There's so much to do for you to be ready, and we've been sitting here talking. You even have anything nice to wear for tomorrow?
Jeez, Sayori. Chill out. It's not like it's my wedding day or something. We're just going to get lunch at a cafe. That's all. Nothing spectacular.
You do know you have to put actual effort in to make a girl be your girlfriend, right? Just because she said yes to a date doesn't mean you're in the clear. You need to look nice. And bring her flowers. And open doors for her. And not be a nervous wreck the whole time. Can you do that?
So fired up, I'm worried she's gonna faint. Sayori, seriously. Not that big a...
I said, can you do that?
Yes, ma'am. Damn, forget how loud she gets when she yells.
Good. Now let's find you something to wear.
Grabbing my wrist, Sayori drags me to my room. This reminds me of a scene we had. We had fucking Sayori picking out fucking clothes for MC. After Sayori completely ransacked my closet to find me an outfit, she finally settled on one she deemed suitable. Sayori, isn't this a little fancy? I don't think you should be wearing a dress shirt to a cafe.
I think it looks good. It's important to look good, Zero.
Yeah, but I'd very likely be overdressed. Would make things awkward. What about this instead? I reach into my closet and pull a red and black plaid shirt. Hold up over my chest, show Sayori how it would look on me. What do you think?
Fine. That'll do. Don't come crying to me if she wears a fancy dress.
She's not gonna wear a fancy dress, Sayori. We're getting lunch. We're going to a grand banquet.
I'm just saying. Anyway, at least you have an outfit picked out now. Make sure you look presentable. At least put something in your hair.
He reaches up and ruffles my hair. This is really reminding me of Chapter 2 of our mod. It's just... I get it, Sayori. Don't worry. Don't screw anything up. You're so worried anyway.
Well, I don't want you to waste this opportunity. You and Monika seem to have pretty good chemistry. I don't want you to screw it up by being a dummy. I can see you two being a really good couple who put in the effort. Hence my nagging.
I appreciate it, Sayori. But I have a feeling that everything's gonna work out okay. Something just seems right about it.
At least you have the confidence. I really hope it goes well for you, Zero. For both of you. Anyway, getting pretty late. I think I'm gonna head home.
Alright, I'll walk you out. Sarah and I exit my room and head toward the front door. I thought this scene looked familiar. Yeah, I was like, I've gotten a lot of Vigilante Chapter 2 vibes, like, or not even just Chapter 2, Vigilante vibes while playing this mod, honestly. Like, them, like the three of them eating on the roof, like Sayori, Monika, and MC eating on the roof. It was, fucking Sayori, like, this scene. It's like, I've gotten vibes, I've just kind of kept to myself, and like, that gives me a vibe. Thanks again for your help, Sayori. I'll let you know tomorrow how it goes. Hopefully well.
No problem. Have a good night, Zero. Don't screw up.
She waves goodbye and heads towards her house. I watch to make sure she gets in okay before shutting and locking the door for the night. After making sure everything's locked up, I shut off the lights and head back to my room. Vigilante, but it's a normal school romance. Like, Vigilante, except all the stuff at night doesn't happen. That's basically... Crap, there is a scene like this in Vigilante. I really didn't mean to rip it off or anything. It's fine. I kind of figured you didn't. I wasn't like trying to make any claims. I kind of figured you didn't. Also, emote only for 3 minutes because someone redeemed it. But it's fine. I understand. I just thought it was funny because I was like, yeah, I've gotten vibes. I've gotten like, I'm definitely like, I've been like, this kind of reminds me of Vigilante. I was like, oh, they're eating on the roof. But obviously, but before people make the claims, let me just clear them up now. Obviously, the way they handle things are a little differently. Like, Sayori and MC eat on the roof normally, and then Monika just so happened to be there. Monika never ate up there, honestly. Unlike in Vigilante, where they eat on the roof. Fucking, what else? Sayori didn't do some bullshit to make MC confess on the roof. That was just them talking on the roof, and Sayori would just tease him after Monika left. Even with this scene, for Vigilante, it happens the day before the date, and then the day before the date. It happens like right before the date, and then he rushes out. And also, he doesn't need help from Sayori, really. It's just Sayori being overbearing. But in this one, the MC clearly needs Sayori to help him. So yeah, there are some differences. They're just like, they're just similar. But yeah, there are differences though, obviously.
Have I been muted this entire time?
Yeah, you left and you never came back.
When did I leave?
I don't know. You didn't say BRB.
No.
What were you saying?
I wasn't really saying anything. I was just like making passive comments, but like I didn't notice you.
Were you gonna say something
I didn't notice
now?
I was muted.
That's all it sounds like.
No, I just opened to speak and realized I was muted. I was like,
well, whatever. Let me continue then. Take a seat on my bed and think about the day ahead. Much as I didn't want to admit in front of Sayori, he's right. Tomorrow goes poorly. I can make or break things with Monika. Easy to go back to just friends after a bad date. And make sure tomorrow goes well. You're stretching too much over it now, though. All I can do is try not to be a complete idiot and hope all goes well between us. Not being totally tired yet, I turned fire up. I think he couldn't decide which word to use. Either fire up the television or turn on the television. I fire up my television and flick on the most recent episode of the show I've been watching. Turning off the lights, I settle in for the night. Good night, Monika. That's weird. See you soon. Okay, that's a little weird, MC. MC, you give me some weird vibes. Oh,
I'm
weird.
just
MC.
excited, okay?
Oh, and there's the end of the demo. I figured.
Oh,
That's where it ends.
okay.
Thank you for
There
playing the
it
demo
goes.
for Doki Doki Emerald Affection. Hope you enjoyed it up to this point. Hopefully you stick around for the completion of this project. Any suggestions for ways to improve in the future are welcome. Thanks again. There you go, your cryogenic 03. So, now to unleash my fury. This mod
Oh
was pretty good.
Yeah!
Pretty good so far. It had a few bumps here and there, but so it's pretty good. Like I said, there's a few oddities I think I've mentioned throughout the playthrough, like the use of although. Some of the writing, some of like the things the characters say can be a little odd and such. Like some phrasing's a little weird. Obviously the faces. I've mentioned the MPT faces could use some work. Definitely. Like sometimes I feel like these faces either are not expressing how they should probably be expressing, or they're an exaggeration of what they should be expressing. Like Monika's eyes are too big for certain times, or sometimes Sayori's eyes are just closed.
Yeah.
I still feel like the Monika confess scene where she's kind of explaining why she left. Because I get to formulate my thoughts on that fully. I guess I can see it in a way, because it's like she's like not used to wanting to say, she's not used to saying yes to somebody, but I feel like she should have been more of a happy sad, but she was just straight up more of a sad. Like I feel like she should have been like more like a happy, yes, I'll go out with you, like a happy sad more than being very distraught about it. I felt like she was too sad about it to where it felt like Monika was being rejected. Like, I felt like she should have been more of, like, a happy cry, if you want to make her cry. In my opinion, I still kind of feel like her crying's a bit much, but if that's the route you want to take, then sure. By all means, go ahead. But, overall, yeah, I think it's pretty good, though. This is honestly shaping up to be a good mod. I think if I had to give it a rating before we get to the tier list, I'm assuming this isn't going to change an opinion. Hopefully, when I make the next tier list, my opinion won't change. I think it's about B+ so far. Demo's about B+. Yeah. It has its problems here and there, but... And like I did say, I said day 3 was going to handle whether or not where it really goes. And yeah, I think B+ is pretty good for me. I think B+ is pretty good. It has potential, basically. Yeah, it has a lot of potential. It has potential, and it's above average. This B+ tier is very helpful, huh, guys? It really is, see?
It really is. We needed it.
Yeah, because everyone else was saying A, and I'm like, I wouldn't say A yet. I'd say B+.
It's getting there.
I definitely need to go back and polish it, but I appreciate your thoughts. Hey, it's no problem. That's what I like to do with these.
Yeah.
I don't like to bash people. I like to at least give them... I'm most of the bashing is for comedic purposes, honestly. It's like when I get mad or anything, that's mostly just for the entertainment value. It's like I've never actually...
Glad you're taking the criticisms really well and everything.
I mean, that's the first step to improving, so yeah. But yeah, that is it. I am looking forward to playing this when either a new demo or becomes full release. I will come back to this. This is a mod demo that I will come back to. But yeah.
This is a mod that I'm looking forward to as well.
That is it. I hope you all enjoyed. This has been Zero. Peace.